So let's talk about November 18th, 2025. This was a day when a tiny, almost invisible glitch ended up causing a huge global problem. And it all started with a few really strange, seemingly disconnected events happening all over the world. First up, over in Japan, people trying to do a bit of online shopping were just met with a blank screen. You know the drill, they'd hit refresh and again, but nothing. It just seemed like a simple annoyance at the time. Then, thousands of miles away in Germany, a really popular banking app just froze. Solid. People couldn't check their balances, they couldn't make payments, and it created this wave of confusion and, honestly, a bit of panic. And then, all the way over in the US, a huge gaming server just blinked out of existence. Can you imagine? Mid-game, thousands of players just got kicked offline. Their entire digital world just vanished. So you've got three different problems on three different continents. You'd think they were separate, right? Well, they weren't. It turns out all of these issues and millions more like them all pointed back to a single source, a really critical piece of the internet's plumbing that most of us have never even heard of. That company is called CloudFlare. Now you can kind of think of it as the internet's security guard and its traffic cop, all rolled into one. It's the silent partner working in the background, protecting websites from nasty attacks and, just making sure everything loads super fast and smoothly for all of us. So while you're just browsing your favorite site or playing a game, Cloudflare is that invisible engine making sure everything works. You don't see it, but a huge, huge part of the internet relies on it every single second of every single day. But on this day, that powerful shield that Cloudflare provides just cracked. And it wasn't some dramatic cyber attack or a physical disaster. The cause was shockingly small. A tiny little error, a single misconfiguration buried deep inside its massive network. And that one microscopic mistake was about to trigger a global chain reaction, one that would ripple across the entire planet and bring our digital lives to a screeching halt. Okay, so here's how it all went down. That one little error made the whole system just start rejecting traffic. All of a sudden, millions of our devices trying to connect to websites were basically being told, nope, sorry, no idea where to send you. It was pure digital chaos. It was kind of like every single traffic light on every street in every city in the world all turned red at the exact same moment. That's what happened to the internet. Total and complete gridlock everywhere. And this technical problem very quickly became a human one. I mean, this wasn't just about websites being down. Parents couldn't pay for their kids' school fees. Small businesses were losing money every single second. Even people's smart speakers and light bulbs in their own homes just stopped working. So right in the middle of this digital storm, the job of fixing it all fell to just a handful of people. A team of engineers who were suddenly in a race against time, with pretty much the entire world watching. For them, this wasn't some minor inconvenience. I mean, their screens were just a sea of blinking red alerts, every single one representing millions of failed connections and millions of frustrated people. This was a five-alarm fire for the internet, and they were the only firefighters on call. And they moved fast, unbelievably fast. They found the problem, they started rerouting traffic around the broken parts of the network, and in just 25 minutes, they stabilized the whole thing. 25 minutes. That's all it took to basically turn the world's digital oxygen supply back on. And as that fix started rolling out, you could almost feel this collective sigh of relief across the globe. Apps started working again, websites blinked back to life. It really was like the power coming back on in a city after a total blackout. The digital world could breathe again. You know, this whole event wasn't just a big temporary outage. It was a really powerful and, let's be honest, a kind of scary lesson about the world we've all built for ourselves. The big lesson is this. We tend to think of the internet as this massive, indestructible force, but it's actually an incredibly delicate web. It's like a giant that's held together by millions of tiny little threads, and if just one of them snaps, we all feel it. So what are the big takeaways here? Well, for one, our digital world is way more fragile than we probably imagine. Second, our lives are now totally tangled up with technology we never even see. But maybe the most important thing this reminded us of is that behind all the code and the servers, there are actual human beings, engineers and thinkers, quietly holding the whole thing together. And that really leaves us with this final thought. The story of that day isn't really a story of failure. It's one of realization. It was this brief, terrifying moment when the entire internet just stumbled. And in doing so, it showed all of us just how much our modern world truly runs on the quiet, constant work of these invisible hands.